Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Regular viewers will know by now, well they should do anyway, that I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Well, today we're taking a brief look at the Nikon I've got to read it because it's these names are so long. AF-P Nikon 70 to 300 f whatever lens, f 4.5 to 5.6, 4.5, that's what it says. So let me recap that, summarise that. It's the Nikon 70 to 300 f4.5 to 5.6 lens designed for the F-mount, the FX mount bodies, such as the D750, D850, the 810, the 610, etc, etc. But I don't own any of them. I've got two Nikon Z6s. One of them is actually filming the close-up shot that you see of me here, and the other one, well, I've got my hand, obviously, as you can see here. And I'm loving the Z6s. I think everyone knows that by now. I think they are fantastic cameras. I've been getting great video and great photographs out of them, so they're a real joy to use. But I was lacking a telephoto lens. They don't actually make a dedicated Z-mount telephoto lens at the moment. So I had to buy an F-mount lens, the FX mount lens, to fit my Z6. So I've got the FTZ adapter. As you can see, I've got it mounted to the body here, as we see. It's actually, you know, very nifty. It's not very big. You can see it's quite compact. And that enables me to mount these really nice FX mount lenses on it. So I could mount the 16 to 35 that I've got, a wide angle lens that I have, or whether 16 to 35 is wide angle, but I've got a prime wide angle lens, and various other ones. But today we're talking about this lens. So that's mounted to the Z6, and it works just like a Z mount lens, and I think that's awesome. These adapters are tremendous. The autofocus is responsive. That works great, and for me that's really important because my eyes are shot to pieces, so I do need a decent camera with decent autofocus. And I find it all works fine, and also it doesn't make it that heavy. Actually, it's quite a nice weight. It feels all right, you know, for a telephoto lens. So basically this is the cheap end of the FX mount lenses. And I say cheap because it's, I think it's around about 700 quid, 700 quid, might be 800, not quite sure. But that is really cheap for a telephoto zoom of this particular range. It has got all your normal functions. It's got your auto manual switch on the side here, and it's got a 3-position VR switch, which is the vibration reduction, Nikon called it. It's basically for getting steady shots. It's image stabilization effectively, but the Z6 has built-in 5-axis image stabilization, so the two of them working together works an absolute treat. Very, very pleased with it. And I've had this lens a very short period of time, so I've not been able to take, you know, any great photographs with it. I haven't been out and about with it, so this is just an introduction to what I think of this lens. But my initial thoughts are really good. I am absolutely delighted with this lens. It is sharp. It isn't Tack Sharp like you would get from a prime lens or you would get from a more expensive lens, but it's sharp enough, and you'll see what I mean by looking at the pictures. You know, they're pretty damn good, you know, and it's got, I say, the range from 70 right up to 300, so that's a pretty impressive range. The only thing with it, because it's at the lower end of the Nikon range, the zoom zooms out. As you can see, the barrel moves in and out, which is fine. I don't really have an issue with that. You wouldn't be wanting using it on a gimbal. It's far too big a lens, and you wouldn't use this type of lens on a gimbal. So the fact that the lens moves in and out is neither here nor there. But a really nice zoom control and a nice focus control. Now, I don't use manual focus, so I've never really played with that, so I can't really comment as to how accurate it is. I suspect it wouldn't be that brilliant to use simply because it's focused by wire, so you know they're never very accurate anyway. But there you go, that's the actual lens. Now, before I bought this lens, I did buy a Tamron 70 to 300, And the Tamron's a 7300 again was, you know, quite a nice performer. And if you look at some of these photographs, you'll see that I took at Cotswold Wildlife Park. They're reasonable. Again, they're not Tack Sharp. Same sort of thing, you know, the lens zooms in and out. But this has got image stabilization, autofocus, manual focus switch on the side. So, you know, a very similar sort of lens at a very similar price point. But this lens doesn't work very well on the Z6. I had no end of issues, hence the reason why I'm selling the Tamron and keeping to the Nikon. And the problems I had, when mounted onto the FTZ adapter, because that's how you do have to mount it, obviously it's an FX mount lens, it's not a Z mount lens, on this adapter, every 20 or 30 odd shots, the lens would go bananas. It would go hunting, it wouldn't work properly, then the camera would come up with a warning message, and you'd have to take the battery out, reinsert the battery and start again, and you lose a lot of shots, and it was really frustrating me. Although I was reasonably happy with the optical quality, the functionality was hopeless. So that lens has got to go, and I'll be keeping the Nikon lens because it works great. I've had no issues with its functionality on the Z6 whatsoever, nothing at all. It does come with a lens hood, but I think that's, don't think I need to mention that, that's pretty standard, isn't it? But I also did buy, just to compare, a cheap Sigma 70-300, and this is, well, you can see by the sides of it, it's really compact, but it's really crap as well. So, I mean, I only paid 100 quid for it, so what do you expect for 100 quid? Where it's really crap is, oh, listen to that noise. Blimey, it's just the manufacturing quality, and it's naff, and it makes a hell of a noise when it's focusing. But the biggest issue with it is you got to, you know, you're in 300 mil, and obviously the background's out of focus. You've got that lovely bokeh. Well, it isn't lovely bokeh on this. It's weird. I don't know what you would call it. It's just weird. It looks ugly. It looks really ugly. It looks like there's actually a fault with the lens. So that is not a contender. I wouldn't recommend this lens to absolutely anyone. It might be different on a full frame Nikon body, you know, like the 850, the 750. It may perform completely different. But I suspect its optical quality isn't going to be any different to what it is on the Z6. Now, I've got this lens here, which I'm not sure I want to even pick up, but I did need a lens that is compact. I do own the Sigma 150-600. 150-600? Ooh, bloody hell. Yeah, 150-600. And this is one outstanding lens. It really is outstanding quality lens. It comes with a tripod mount, but I didn't want to take this around with me. I bought this for specific purposes, and it is a pro lens, you know, but that zooms, I mean, look at that. Whoa, that is one hell of a beast. But the image quality it comes off this is Tack Sharp. It is really nice. So very pleased with that, but far too heavy to take out and about when you're going out just for a jolly, you know. As I say, if I'm going out to take specific photographs, and yeah, I would consider taking that, but too heavy to take out just for a jolly. But the Nikon lens weighs 400 and, what is it? No, it isn't. 660 grams, the Nikon lens, and that's, you know, that's fine. I can handle that because you can walk around with that. I can walk around quite happily, no problem at all. The Tamron lens is just that wee bit heavier. What's that coming at? 783 grams. So not a huge, you know, in all intents and purposes, not a huge difference in weight, but there is definitely a huge difference in usability between these two lenses. So if you are looking for a cost-effective, you know, 70-300 range lens, if you're doing wildlife, you're doing sports, whatever, you're not doing it professionally, but you still want to get decent photographs, I can highly recommend the Nikon AF-P Nikon 70-300 4.5 to 5.6. And yeah, I can highly recommend it. Now, it's not a low light beast, and I think you've probably gathered that with the fact that it says f4.5 to 5.6. So you need pretty reasonable light. But then on the other hand, I mean, there we go, here it is. But on the other hand, with these modern cameras, and again, I'll keep referring back to like the D750, the 850, the Z6, the Z7, you can crank up the ISO quite a bit before you start getting immense amount of noise in the image. So, you know, I don't see it as a downside. Also, if it was like f4 or f2.8, it'd be mega more expensive. I mean, a lot more expensive, and the weight and size would be horrendous. It would be completely impractical. So, you know, that's for compromise, and there's always going to be compromises. The compromise basically is the fact it's a 4.5 to 5.6, but I don't have an issue with that because I'm saving in size, you know. But yeah, great lens. So there we go. That's my initial thoughts on the Nikon AF-P 70 to 300. Fits nicely with the Z6. Works a treat. Not had any issues with the focusing. Just works. Spot on. So there we go. That's the Nikon 70 to 300. Hope you enjoy this review. Hope you enjoy this channel. If you do, would you please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. It does help me a lot. It encourages me to make more and more content. I do enjoy it. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. Thanks very much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos relating to video and photography, and particularly the Nikon Z6, which I absolutely love. So once again, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.